Hi, today I want to tell you what spinal flow is. We can definitely go forever explaining what spinal flow is. I can definitely do 7 days of explaining what spinal flow is. But today I'm going to give you the basic information that you need to know to understand what spinal flow is. So the very first thing here is we have a little spinal cord, my favorite model. So what spinal flow is we're working with 7 gateways in the spine. When there's a blockage in a gateway, that prevents from the brain sending the actual messaging to the spinal cord, and then the spinal cord is sending the messaging through the peripheral nervous system to give the right message to the body. So with spinal flow, what we do is we access, trying to put it here where we can see it all. We access 33 points in the spine. What this does, whenever one of those points is accessed, it's going to trigger the message to the brain. Once the brain picks up that signal, it's going to activate the area in the brain that needs the work. So for example, I'll be on an access point, the message goes to the brain will know like, hey, we need healing to happen here. And it sends the message to that particular area. The thing is, it sounds simple, but the thing is, when there are blockages in our spine, that messaging is going to, there we go, is going to prevent that from happening. So for example, if we have, let's say here, a deviation here. I don't know if it's very visible, but you get the gist of it. You can see there the deviation. So the brain is trying to send that message, but there's a blockage here. It's going to prevent that messaging from making it through wherever it needs to go, right? So with spinal flow, what that does, it's going to start realigning the spine. The brain is so smart and so innate, it's going to know what to do and where to send that signal to. So the spine can start realigning and that messaging can start happening through the spinal cord. The other thing I want to point out too is we have a fluid. It's called the cerebral spinal fluid. That fluid is made mainly of water or liquid components, right? So the job of that is to bathe the whole spine. Once that fluid is bathing the spine, it's going to allow the cells to regenerate, providing you with better performance, curing you from illness or disease, depending what you have. And also, it's going to help you at an emotional level because as humans, we tend to put our emotions aside a lot of the times because life goes on, right? And we have to keep on moving. So that helps with that as well. What the flow is, there are 3 types of experiences you can encounter with spinal flow. Number 1 is you can have perception. You can have like, I'm feeling it, but it's not there yet. Is it going to happen? Is it coming? So you have that perception, right? Number 2 is breathing. When you take those breaths, you start to create space in the vertebra. You start allowing that messaging to happen through. So that's going to help you feel number 3, which is the flow or the movement. There's a difference between just being a mover and there's a difference between having a flow. A mover is you're having jerking movements, which is great. But what we want to feel at the end of the day is going to be that flow. We want to feel that flow. So we want to feel the sacrum through the lumbar, through the thoracic, through the cervical, to the brain, coming back to the cervical, through the thoracic, through the lumbar, through the sacrum. So it's that wave. As soon as you activate that wave, you cannot let it go. You cannot undo it. It's easier when you come to see me to create the flow once you have the flow. Now, creating that flow can be the challenge because some of us have layers and layers of emotional, chemical, and physical stressors. So we need to work with that in order for the spine to surrender, for yourself to surrender, for the healing to happen. So always keep that in mind. The other thing I want to address here, and I'm getting tired, but I can just see the spine coming lower and lower. The other thing here we need to address too is the C1 and C2, the axis and the atlas. So when there's a blockage there, that's the main gateway for the connection between the brain and the spinal cord. When there's a blockage there, I'm going to put this down for a little bit. Just imagine the water hose. If you bend it in half, the water's trying to go through and there's that pressure. There's that pressure not allowing everything to flow, right? But once you undo that blockage, what happens to that fluid or to the water? It's able to go out. So that's the example or the analogy I want to give you when it comes to working with the spine. With spinal flow, there's a lot of things that can happen. The thing with spinal flow is everybody is in their own journey. Everybody has their own healing process. The brain is so smart. Your body is so smart. Is going to heal you wherever you need the healing once we address this 33 points. So depending on you and your body and the healing, that's what's going to manifest. Okay, there's a lot of layers. There are ladies that haven't been able to conceive because of spinal flow and reshifting the pelvis and unlocking the blockages from the hip and pelvis joint area. They're able to conceive. There are people that come with emotional baggage, depression, anxiety, different type of diseases, and with spinal flow, they're able to feel better. Kyphosis, scoliosis, surgeries, there's different ways. The thing here is the journey is yours, the experience is yours. So I cannot give you an exact result of what's going to happen to you, but the healing is within you. I am just a facilitator for that healing to occur. So the other thing is your intention. If you're feeling or being skeptical, oh, that's not going to work, or that's rubbish, or whatever you can think of, then we're already starting in the wrong foot because the intention is not there. So how can the healing happen if you don't have that intention or the faith or the recognition that, hey, I'm going to heal and this is going to be the thing that's going to heal me, or this is going to be one of the tools that's going to heal me. It all has to come with your intention. I'm telling you from my end, my intention, it's already there for you. I know you can heal and I have experienced it myself. The journey still keeps going forward because obviously we want to keep bettering ourselves. But in a nutshell, that's what life coaching. I'm so sorry. I'm also a life coach, so switching hats here. But in a nutshell, that's what spinal flow entails. Now, adding the life coaching component to it, I do give you a space of 15 to 30 minutes where we can talk. And obviously, my feedback to you is going to be from a life coaching standpoint. I do not try to give you my personal feedback or personal opinions unless we are in a setting that is not professional. So when you come see me, everything that we do here, it's mainly in a professional basis. We also do sound healing and many other wellness, holistic things that we would like you to experience. But for now, that is Spinal Flow. Please schedule your session. If you need additional information, you can always click or go to the free information tab, put in your information. We'll send you a PDF or a spinal flow guide, and we hope to hear from you soon. Till next time, bye-bye.